So who is rational and who is not rational? Suicide bombers, I alluded to them earlier. Suicide bombers are rational. I'm going to be obnoxious about suicide bombers. I'm going to point out some simple facts, and then I'm going to relate them to other facts in history. Saddam Hussein used to pay the families of suicide bombers $10,000. And he had it for a while. There was a pretty good supply. These were people, Palestinian suicide bombers. There was a pretty good supply of Palestinian suicide bombers, and the supply began to taper off. Weren't enough people willing to blow themselves up. He raised the price to $25,000, and there was an outpouring of people ready to blow themselves up. They were responsive to incentives. $25,000 for a Palestinian, given their circumstances, their very meager incomes, was a lot of money. Now I think, oh, that may be coincidence, that's obnoxious, whatever. I point out in the Predictioneers game that the United States identified a group of people that we, in excellent Department of Defense tendency, we called CLCs. They love acronyms, especially 3 letters. If it's 3 letters, it's really good. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, which is the guys who do all the photographic satellite stuff. They're called NGA. They're not called NGIA, because that 4th letter means you're not important. Okay, so we had CLCs. What are CLCs? Concerned local citizens. There are about 60,000 of them. What were these concerned local citizens? Were these the folks that you call when you're going on vacation? Could you come over, please? Feed the cat. I'm going to be late from work. My kid's coming home from school. Could you let them in and give them a glass of milk and maybe a little snack, and I'll get home? Well, maybe they did those things. I don't know, but that's not who they were. They were all insurgents, anti-American insurgents. Some of them were members of Al-Qaeda. And 60, 70,000 of them became defenders of American interests against Muqtada al-Sadr and so forth, against the people who were problems for us in Iraq. Why did they do that? Did they have a sudden realization, oh, we're the good guys? I don't think so. But we were paying them. Anybody know how much we paid concerned local citizens? How little it takes to buy an insurgent and make them a loyal defender of American interests in Iraq? $10 a day. $10 a day. 70,000, 60, 70,000 of them. Well, as it turns out, the per capita income in Iraq at the time was $6 a day. So it's not very hard to hire somebody if you go up to them and say, you know what? I'm going to increase your salary by 67%, practically doubling your salary. And all you have to do is stop shooting at me. And maybe occasionally, you want to bludgeon somebody who is thinking about shooting at me. I would appreciate that. $10 a day, they swung over, just like for $25,000, the suicide bomber swung over.